Once upon a time, sailors from across the oceans would take on the ultimate challenge of pushing the limits to the extreme. Today, we write a new page in the story of the Mont Malefic of the seas. A world tour, single-handed, non-stop and unassisted, covering a distance of around 4,000 nautical miles. Good morning everyone, we were in DC a few months ago to bring you the DC Loop race, and we are back today live from the lagoon. My name is Sailwind, and you've just tuned in into the race briefing of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. We are currently in Sena, where we enjoyed a pre-race event, and we will start by going over the route that this race will take, and we will then get more familiar with the boat that will take on that challenge, the Imojunk 26. I'm gonna grab a quick snack and we'll get right into it. The race starts here in FIreFish Town at the end of the corridor leading out of the lagoon towards the open seas. Our skipper will head northeast, where he must sail west of the entire archipelago before reaching the first checkpoint. The Imojunk will need to pass through the Happy Bay Channel before continuing north towards Eastwind. After once again leaving Mont Malefic and Sunspire to its port side, we will reach the first big milestone of the race with the Cape of Eastwind. From there on, strategy will become the name of the game. With no checkpoint nor mandatory route for a while, it will be the Imojunk and her skipper, alone in the middle of the ocean. Following a more or less southwest route, our contender will be looking for the next sign of civilization. Known by all sailors, the Oasis lighthouse marks our next time check and will no doubt instigate a great sense of relief. Going around the Alank region should be smooth enough, with a route that will lead our skipper along the islands of Alnilem, Neverdeen, Lion's Fang and Alchemist Island, before the last leg and a straight east by a southeast route to finally close this world tour. It requires skill, speed and an iron will. Well, that promises to be quite a race. I am now in Kisia Bay. Yep, I took a speedboat while you guys were taking a geography crash course. And this is where the Imojunk 26 engaged in this year's race is getting her last fine-tuning. Sponsored this year by Eastwind Chill Training Incorporated, the boat has recently completed her final sea trials and inspection and will soon be heading towards the departure line. A few weeks ago, I had the chance to meet the head of the technical team, Chip Yatzel, behind the Imojunk. This happened right there at the shipyard. Come and join me. Hey Chip. Thanks for taking the time. Let's do this. Welcome to the belly of the beast with the exclusive behind the curtain look at the boat that will take on this incredible challenge next week. Imojunk 26 stands for International Monohull Open Junk, and 26 illustrates the length of the boat measured in standard barrel unit laid out horizontally. As far as rigging goes, the Imojunk is equipped with a mainsail, namely the finsail 10 yard, with a square surface area of 217, as well as 3 staysails, a junk jib 13 yard, a small junk Genoa, and a junk jib 16 yard. The deck of the monohull is fully open, offering little protection to her skipper, but maximizing her profile to perfectly serve the waves. And that is why the team here believes they have the key to success. Low weight, narrow profile, and one of the longest waterline, the combination of which should theoretically allow for higher speeds. And with this, you are fully caught up on the sail configuration of the Imojunk. And another aspect that is very important in the preparation phase of the race is the logistic. And I was able to catch up with the boat and her skipper as they were planning for their trip. You find me walking through the different tea plantation of Seychelles. Why Seychelles? Well, it happens to be the town in this area of the Sailwind map where the water is the cheapest, and that's where we are meeting with ICU, the Imojunk skipper. ICU, thanks for taking the time, man. I know you're very busy. Just wanted to know if you could tell us in a few words how you're preparing for this race and maybe what led you to participate in it in the first place. Yep, thanks man. Well, actually I've been sailing most of my life, and it's always been something that I've kept in mind, trying, to achieve more, always pushing back the limits, and I thought I would be in a good position once I had secured the junk to just take on the challenge. Okay, I'm really sorry guys, but we're gonna have to interrupt this piece of the program, as it seems that the Imojunk is making its way out of Kisia Bay, heading toward the departure line. We'll resume this piece later. Well, here we are. I think there is no turning back now for ICU and his Imojunk on their way to FIreFish Town after so many weeks of preparation. They will have a few days to gather with the team and their loved ones, counting and recounting what they are bringing on board, hoping that they have enough, and then we'll be set for the start of what promises to be quite an adventure here. And Eastwind TV will be here to bring you along and make sure you don't miss out. I think we're off for something very special here. And I hope you'll join us. You've been watching the pre-race brief of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. I'm Sailwind, and I hope you'll tune in next time. Can you guys even see me? Never mind. We'll do it live. It sure does look like FIreFish Town got everyone's attention, including the weather. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning into Eastwind TV for what promised to be an exceptional day of sailing. I am Sailwind, live and bringing you the departure of the Imojunk for this world tour single-handed, non-stop and non-assisted. Race start was initially scheduled for day 75 at noon, but the weather over the last couple of days has made it difficult on the team and the skipper. And while we are waiting for the race official to provide an update, let's look at how the teams managed the last 48 hours. A storm system was over the lagoon on day 73, pushing the team to modify their plan and focus on testing all equipment on board. Once the storm has cleared, the next day, the team proceeded with loading the boat in such fashion that all kitchen and fishing equipment were positioned under the side walkways of the boat. The food supplies would be located in the compartment under the main deck, leaving it fully available for both water supplies as well as ballast. And speaking of supplies, the Imojunk will carry on board 15 barrels of water, 1 barrel of rum, couple of bottles of wine, 3 cases of oranges, 1 case of salmon, some side snacks, 7 boxes of firewood, 7 boxes of fishing hook, and the question on everybody's mind, is it gonna be enough? And we are back live from the dock with an update from the race official who just postponed the departure of the race by 24 hours. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. The fog dissipates as the sun rises. A boat and her skipper at the ready. Day 76 around 9 AM. And it looks like we have our big day. Good morning, everyone. Sailwind bringing you live the departure of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. As we are witnessing ICU and the Imojunk leaving the dock, they will, over the next couple of hours, go around FIreFish Town and try to find a nice spot to be in the perfect position to start the race. But we are not there yet. As you can see, the skipper looking back at FIreFish Town, his team, his family, his friends. And let me tell you, the emotions are running high as we are looking at a very nice shot of the FIreFish Town temple in the background. One of the questions that is on everybody's mind this morning is, what is the mindset of ICU right now? Obviously, there is the excitation, there is the adrenaline, there must also be some level of anxiety though. We also heard that there had been some issues with meat supplies for the trip, and most, if not all, of the meat that was due to be loaded on the boat arrived rotten. So we definitely hope that the team was able to find a solution in the last 48 hours. And we will of course bring you the latest update as soon as we hear anything. One of the key components of a successful race is to get off to a great start, and we'll be looking at what could be the potential routes that the Imojunk could take in the first few days of the race. The first couple of days required to reach the Emerald Archipelago should be smooth enough, with the skipper attempting to follow a northeast course as much as possible, and if the wind is not favorable, then probably going east to then go back up north. Then the second leg up to the Happy Bay Channel will be much more challenging, with wind expected to blow mostly from the north, or even worse, straight from Happy Bay. But we'll be able to follow that fairly closely. The skipper is actually expected to do daily reading for his position, and it's going to be interesting to see which course is choosing. Looks like the Imojunk is approaching his last turn to be in position for departure, and yes, it seems like he is pulling his main sail back up, probably happy with the current position of the boat, and he's gonna be waiting for the right moment to start his race. The boat still has a bit of momentum. No doubt the skipper is gonna look at his clock. 11:05. And it's a go. The fin sail is lowered. I see you looking for a bit more speed. With an ambitious turn. Would be a shame to hug the rock a bit too close even before starting officially the race. But looks like he is all good. Which is what you would expect from such a skipper. I see you can now clearly see the departure line, just past 11:30. One stay sail down, two stay sail down, and the third one as well. Again, keeping this aggressive attitude that we have seen in prior races as well. Let's see if we can fine-tune all those sails before making the required adjustment to his course. And looks like he's all set here. And we were wondering about his mindset. I think he'll be just fine. Getting close to the line. Looks like the boat has taken some good momentum. 4 minutes to noon. 2 minutes to noon. Is he gonna cross too early? He crossed 1 minute later. What a start. And here we go. FIreFish Globe 2024 edition starts right now, and we're definitely looking forward to the next couple of weeks of adventure, and hope you will follow us. Official calendar of the race, day 76. The race is on, and again hugging the rock really closely here as ICU negotiates his exit. His boat seems very responsive. Both the skipper and his boat seem to have good synergy right now. And what a shot again. We probably won't see the Imojunk that close from shore for a while. Well, probably until the Happy Bay checkpoint. But do not worry, I see you committed to keep us posted with his progress. He even took on board a few cameras and mic, and hopefully we'll be able to get some special insight and incredible images from this adventure. And as the boat is getting away from the shore, we'll end our live coverage of the start of this race. Looks like ICU is making a good pace. I would say like 7 to 8 knots. Fairly favorable wind. Sailwind sun checking out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you next week for our first weekly recap. You know the drill by now. One man, one boat, one world tour. This is the FIreFish Lagoon 2024 edition. Good morning everyone, Sailwind sun, live from Newport today in the Emerald Archipelago, as we will be following together the first week of racing that occurred. But before we get started, we'll take a look at the first video message that we received from ICU after a couple of hours of sailing. Good morning. First sunrise of this journey, which almost make up for quite a difficult night. The wind starting to fall at dusk and then starting to blow from the east, gradually turning and inducing quite high waves, which were striking my boat from its starboard, and I started to take on quite a lot of water. Was struggling to maintain 6 knots, and yeah, so couple of rough hours. By 11 p.m. I crossed into the 29th latitude. If we look at the map real quick, we'll see, yeah, so I crossed into 29th, FIreFish Lagoon is in 28th, so I had a couple of hours quite slow, but then I started to maintain about 8 knots, and that's when I went to bed after, I had to move my ballast to try to control my list, and I was fairly slow for a few hours. Needed time to get the water out, and then this morning I woke up. I don't need my lights anymore. I woke up around 6 with the winds that had turned again. So now it's coming from the south. So it's we're heading northeast. So it's not too bad. I'm gonna take my breakfast in a minute here, but I was quite happy to see that we were doing around 12 knots for the last 2 hours. I don't know if we're still able to maintain this. Yeah, you see, 12 plus. So that's quite encouraging. I could see FIreFish Lagoon when I woke up, but looks like we're making such a great speed that it has disappeared. Let me grab my spyglass here, and let's see. It's not the best, but yeah, I'm not sure the lagoon is still in sight. Okay, so good progress. I'm gonna have today to rearrange my ballast a bit better, but otherwise the skies look quite clear. We're still facing quite a big seas, but that's what I don't mind too much. All right, so I have an orange and a bunch that I had started to dry. I'm gonna make sure, even though I don't seem to need fruit just yet, excuse me, okay, perfect. Yeah, it tends to be a bit violent, but Okay, cool. Some orange slices. And it looks like we're off for quite a good day here. 10 plus now at 10:30 a.m. Gonna do a noon reading for sure, and then we'll get going. Always nice to get such insight into the race, especially in the early hours. It looks like ICU was in a good place right there. And we'll now see if he was able to reproduce that for the rest of the week. So if you want to bet where ICU and his Imojunk are by day 7, do it now or stay quiet forever. Day 77 brought what could be qualified as ideal sailing conditions. Stable and fairly strong wind, relatively calm seas and beautiful weather would mean that our skipper could solely focus on fine-tuning his sail arrangements and getting the maximum speed out of his Imojunk. Going to the archipelago would mean taking a northeast route most of the way, which is exactly what ICU did at quite an incredible speed, with Dragon Cliff coming in view early in day 78. Making sure to have an approach that would go around the big rock. The next challenge was that ICU would actually pass Dragon's Cliff at night. This means probably taking some small naps and making sure that he was awake at the right time. As the sun rises the next morning, Dragon's Cliff was behind, and we'll let ICU describe how he feels at this stage of the race. Another beautiful sunrise. And the first milestone just behind me, day 79. That's a good start. I'm very happy with the boat. Very happy how it's keeping some speed and you know, allowing me to keep making some very good progress. And I kept my lights on the entire night because, you know, being that close from the different islands of the archipelago, collision is not out of the question. But hey, no, we're good. I think I saw a boat earlier this morning, but as you can see, it's very quiet. Maybe I should have stayed further east of the archipelago to keep some strong wind, but I don't know. The first 3 days I've been good enough. Made some very good progress, and I often have like fairly weak wind as the sun rises. But we're already making 8 knots, staying right outside of the crab beach area, just in case it gives us a little bit more wind. Doing well with supplies, still on my first barrel of water, which is pretty nice. So day 79, we left day 76. So at noon, in about 5 hours, we would have been sailing for 3 full days. This is quite fast, no? Strong start. I've taken my I'm well situated on my boat now, and I think those should be dry, right? Not yet. Damn. Oh, dried bun. Okay. Is that an orange over there? Let me... Yes. Rotten. Flippy neck. Didn't dry enough. I think it's because I've taken some water in. Alright. That goes out. It's fine. I mean, ideally, you know, but rotten oranges. Yeah, you see. But those are dried, so... Okay, I'll take care of that today. But with my cabin taking on water, right? Yeah, you see? Now we're starting to get some decent speed here. Yeah, we're above the 8. The sea is kind of forming a bit. Okay, no big deal. I'm gonna release a bit of tension. Yeah, that's a bit worrying. Okay, I'm gonna take care of. Yeah, the knives are a bit buggy. I've noticed that here and there, but that's fine. The spyglass, handier than I anticipated, especially as I'm navigating through islands here. Okay, let me. If I cannot dry my oranges, was this one dry? Yes. I'm a bit concerned here. Yeah, I know, I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I was too worried about like hitting a rock or hitting something that, you know, would have been ultimately quite damaging for the boat. Okay. I'll have to see about those oranges though. It's kind of worrying. Let's put everything at its place. Managing to keep my boat quite organized. I might actually clean it a bit today. Not too sure. But yeah, this is a nice day. It's 9 knots. Very stable. I'm going straight for sanctuary here. I think I'm gonna try to stay a bit out of it as well. Okay. Much better. So that, you know, if I get on with a specific activity, I don't have to panic. I have some cooked sunspot fish here, but I'm not sure how much longer they'll be good. So that's my meat for today. I'm not gonna get fishing, and I wanted to actually check a bit the navigation here. So after sanctuary we're gonna be, if actually we can line up and then still keep that wind, we can have a straight course up to Happy Bay. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Rather do some very good progresses while I'm early in the journey, early in the race, making some good progress. And Sanctuary's hey, hello there. Yeah, you see, I'm probably going to enter the Sanctuary area. It's fine. I don't mind too much. And the wind seems to be turning favorable as well. Very nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a nap in a minute. I just wanna make sure I have the right heading before doing so, because I might sleep for a while here. But actually, using the... I'm gonna have to go north by northwest, I think. At least for a little while. Yeah. Or maybe northwest until I reach Newport. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Which again, if the wind stay fairly stable as is right now, it's gonna make for some nice sailing. Wouldn't mind a bit more wind though. But the Imojunk is sliding very nicely. Not gonna complain here. So Newport is almost full west, or at least west by northwest. So if we check the map... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go north by northwest for now. Do I want the map with me? No, not really. We're gonna have plenty of time to do navigation readings in the next couple of days. Damn, day 3. That's it's very encouraging. Alright, north by northwest it is. We're gonna open up. Yes. And I'll keep you posted of the progress over the next couple of days. We're off to the first checkpoint. Close to 10 knots. A flat sea. Amazing. So as you just heard ICU himself, the passage of the archipelago was fairly smooth, with day 79, 11 AM being the unofficial time at which ICU turned around Sanctuary to keep on heading north, and by day 80 at 6 AM the archipelago was no longer visible. But surely such calm seas wouldn't last. Incredible raw footage of the Imojunk facing her first storm, as well as her skipper trying to deal with the aftermath of that storm, trying to get a new heading, trying to make sure he gets their location right, and it seems that he's quite exhausted after fighting this first storm. Probably gonna put a bit of a dump on the great start of the race so far. It does seem that ICU did try to get the right heading before actually finding some rest. Must be quite stressful. But he was kind enough to let us in into what he was going through. So I just wake up from a nap, and it's day 81, 6 p.m. If I whoa, yes, Happy Bay right there. Okay, I was starting to think that these storms really threw me, of course, but look at that! The first checkpoint! Yes! First checkpoint, hopefully tomorrow morning? I don't know. Smoked, yes! We've got smoked hill, people. I mean, perfect. Let me remove them. It cost me so much firewood, but at least this is gonna be my my emergency ration here. I'm okay. That was the first. Oh, I guess the second one. The storm ended up being a bit more stressful than it should have been, mostly because it was dark and threw off my navigation calculation, and yeah. I'm gonna put my cooked salmon here as well, and obviously I didn't count how many firewood exactly I needed to smoke the eels, but it went almost for 2 days, I think. And here, shoot, I still have 2 out of 3. Okay. So we'll see where we are in the morning, but hopefully, yes! I love this boat. I love this race, even though I might have lost a bit of time, but so day 81, we left day 76. 5 days to be in view of Happy Bay. Yes! I'm really happy. Really happy. And ICU can be happy indeed. Day 82, early hours, about to reach a Happy Bay checkpoint. And all of this under 6 days. I mean, under 6 days if the boat crosses the checkpoint before noon. Must be quite a relief after that storm and kind of being a bit lost to be able to reach that first key milestone of the race, which will also give us a very good benchmark as to the pace that the Imojunk has been sustaining for the first 5 days of the race. I'm in Newport because I didn't think he would be at Happy Bay by day 7 and if only by day 6. But hey, that's a nice surprise. Tack underway for the last straight line to the checkpoint. And it seems that it does have some nice speed as well. What a race. And lucky to get that live. Does seem that the Imojunk will get very close from that big rock there. Oh. Wow. That's some precise sailing right there. The checkpoint is at the end of the dock. The judges are ready with the clock. Checkpoint number 1 of the FIreFish Globe 2024 editions. 9:31 a.m. Wow. That's 5 days, 21 hours and 31 minutes to reach the first checkpoint of the race. Wow. That's been a very high pace. As we see, ICU is throwing off board his empty barrel and crate, very close from the dock, which will allow for easy recovery. Wow! So FIreFish Lagoon to Happy Bay is about 650 miles, which is 20% of the total 3,400 miles that the Imojunk will have to go through. So, you know, extrapolate as much as you want. The main question is, will he be able to maintain such a pace for the next 80% of the race? And yes, that's a big question. We've seen already that one storm could throw him off quite a bit, but no, that's a very, very strong start, and we are not yet at the end of the first week. Incredible sailing. And before we go over the last 24 hours of racing for that first week, we are back in Newport, and over the course of this coverage, we have heard ICU talking about, you know, how he's trying here and there to manage a balanced diet, and we're gonna actually take a deep dive into life on board for such a long journey, and we'll start by a meeting I had with Robbie in the Emerald Archipelago. Robbie is part of the ICU team, and he's actually the one in charge of managing all those live on board components. I met her way before the race starts in Dragon Cliff, as the Imojunk was slowly getting towards his final form, and she was able to give me a lot of insights about the thought process that went into preparing this race. Take a listen. Sailwind Son, good afternoon. I am in Dragon Cliff. We are about 20 days before the start of the race, and I'm here with Ruby, the head of the Life on Board team, who has the responsibility to make sure that ICU not only survive, but also thrive for the entirety of the race. So Ruby had to go. She had to go take care of something, but we had time to look into how the boat has been set up. So I'll be able to walk you through, and it's quite interesting. So, couple of things. First of all, most of the deck space that you see here will ultimately be taken up by supplies, and she was telling me that they expect to be taking on board enough supplies for around 70 to 75 days. So you can imagine that that's a lot of water, food, and also a bunch of side supplies needed to sustain the life on board for such a long period. But we're gonna start with the command post. So here you have shelf space available to put some tools and such. The rigging is not the final one, it's not the rigging we're gonna see during the race, but that's not why we're here today. Easily accessible from the wheel here, we'll have a first crate, and this crate will basically be available for storage, for both stuff needed to sustain the skipper during the time on the wheel, but also because the kitchen area is located at the back here. There is a table as well as water supply and a light, and so as you can see, it's fairly spacious, a lot of space to move around, which seems to be really the focus of this setup so far. And as you can see, it's very clean and neat. There are no tools, no equipment left over there, which means that, you know, in case of should the weather degrade, or every time the weather will degrade, our skipper will be able to bring any sensitive equipment in the cabin down, and that's actually fairly smart. We got both the stove and the smoker here. We're gonna talk about nutrition. Ruby has made sure that you know, the skipper will be able to have a very balanced diet, or as much balanced a diet as it could get. And then we have a shelf at the back here to have the chip log available. So with that, we are looking in a good shape for kind of the wheelhouse here without a roof. Then as we go down, so we start to see some supplies. Actually, I forgot to mention that there is firewood there to be able to take care of both the stove and the smoker, and they've been put there. Ruby told me to make sure that, you know, there is no firewood falling into the stove on the charcoal when it's not needed. And so as we go down, we start to see some of the supplies, right? So we have fishing hook here, firewood, and basically some of the space under the walking deck there will be used for those small equipment and supply. Here we have some salt, as well as some spare candles. Here we have some spare bottle of water, spare lanterns as well, and here comes a critical factor. Ruby and her team made sure that everything comes at least in pair, except for the clock. So welcome to the cabin. So as you can see, it feels stacked. Let me light it up a little bit. It feels stacked, but at the same time there is still space to move around, and there should even be space to put some ballast here should the need arise. So as I was saying, the clock is actually the only item that is not duplicated at the moment, and they're not sure yet if they're gonna buy another one or not. Then we have all the navigation equipment comes in pair, except for the spyglass, and one of the reasons is that it's not really needed. Then this is the table, or the desk rather, where our captain will be able to mark his course, do some navigation exercise, regardless of the weather outside. We have a spare map here. Again, everything comes in pair. Here we're gonna have a second crate, which gonna be able to take care of the need of our captain. Down we have the broom, as well as two fishing poles here. Only one broom, because you know, should it fall over sea, that's not the biggest issue. Although Ruby told me that they were still wondering whether it's gonna be doubled up or not. Then interestingly enough, we have a mattress, right? And that's actually a request of the skipper. And the idea is that when the weather allows it, if the skipper decides to do so, he can put a mattress on the upper deck and sleep close to the wheel. Probably, you know, some souvenir from ICU's time on small boats. And the last component of the cabin is actually this dryer. So it's in the cabin because drying food can be damaged by water, so that's why it's inside there, nicely tucked under the stairs, so not underway. Then we have 2 knives as well as 1 manual should our skipper forget how to keep a balanced diet. So as you can see, you have all the different combination of food preservation, and once the boat is fully charged with or loaded rather with all its supplies, it will be able to get the proper intake of food, or rather of vegetable, fruits, meat, and fish. So that's for a big component of this trip. Continuing with the lighting, so it's gonna be completed probably closer to the destination in the FIreFish Lagoon with some blue lights, but the idea is to provide perfect lighting throughout the boat, especially where those winches are located, so that should there be maneuvering needed during the night, it can be done with a good understanding of what the skipper is doing, and we have a light at the bow of the ship as well as at the stern. That's more for navigation perspective or visibility rather, collision being a risk at several steps during this race. So really cool. Probably some minor adjustments will be made between now and the departure. We are now day 55 and the departure is scheduled for day 75, so probably some more fine-tuning to be done as our Imojunk is making its way south. Thanks again to the whole team for opening up like this and sharing with us all those critical steps in preparing the boat for its race. And I think the skipper actually wants to share a bit more with us on storage and life on board. Hey viewer of Face Train TV, my good friend Sel asked me to give you a quick look into how I manage my supplies and my ballast here, and because I don't have much else to do, right? I'm gonna oblige here. It's the morning of day 83, closing on 1 week of racing, and it feels good. I can't see Happy Bay in the distance, and we're gonna ignore the rain for now. I'm gonna have to get the kitchen going and stuff, but so first off, let me grab that just in case we have some light issue as we go down. So I've got all my fishing hooks here, still have plenty of those, so I'm feeling quite happy. I'm gonna put that out of the way because it's gonna disturb me. I need to replenish. I was about to tell you, here I have my crate of hook. Let me throw a line real quick. Excuse me. Thank you. Just to get things going a little bit. So I have all my fishing hooks here. I think it's minimal weight and it's under the main deck here, so it's quite cool. After that, I have my oranges here. I have another one right there, which I haven't needed to open, and I'm actually surprised that I don't need fruit right now, but that's fine. And then, so I have obviously all my barrels of water. All those are full right now, and as you can see, I'm using most of them as ballast as well. And while I'm talking about ballast, let me because we're still racing, right? So I should be doing 8 knots. Yeah, 8 plus almost 9 actually, which is great, because I'm heading Yeah, I'm gonna say north. I'm gonna adjust a little bit, shouldn't be an issue here. But yeah, we should make good progress after a somewhat slow exit out of somewhat small exit out of Happy Bay. Yeah, we're gonna start gaining speed here, I think. Okay, anyway, let's go back to our load, or maybe not. Okay, I'm fine losing a bit of speed while I do the explaining. Yeah, okay. So, most of the water is here, and the way it's positioned, right, is that I can easily transfer it from one side to the other, helping me out with ballast. But of course, I'm gonna consume water during my during the entire trip. So what I'm gonna do, what I did, sorry, is I oh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna pull this one because the seas are getting a bit big. So I'm gonna try to keep my fin sail in good tension, but at the same time, not so much that we're taking on water like crazy. Quick check on speed. Yeah, race goes first. Hey. Okay. The ship log is going mad here, but we are still doing 8+. This boat is getting amazing speed. It's insane. And looks like I'm up for quite some sailing here, but never mind. 8:35, still have time. So in addition to my water for ballast, I've actually took on 2 missions that I will never deliver, but that's fine. One is 3 cases of gems, 480 pounds, so quite heavy but also quite small. I have 2 of them here, 1 of them down, and that gives me a lot of flexibility with what I want to do with my ballast. And the second one is rice, which is 120 pounds. So I have 500 pounds of permanent ballast, and then I don't think I'm gonna go over all the water here, and because of that, damn. Because I'm not gonna use all of my water, that's gonna give me still some good some good ballast for a while. But yeah, but otherwise I'm managing my supplies quite well. I made a mistake yesterday, which is why I'm smoking some fish. The mistake I made is that I ate an expired or rotten cooked salmon. Yeah, had not happened before, and let me tell you that the effect was quite bad. So basically it took away a lot of food and water as well from my bars, and I was already very low on health, or on sleep, or on energy, I guess. So I'm not sure how that went, but so I had to eat 2 of my smoked eels that I had smoked as my kind of long-term supplies. So I only have 1 left, and I'm starting to rebuild slowly my smoked fish. But yeah, don't eat rotten food. Okay, Alright, I'm gonna focus back on the race and see how much speed I can get in those high seas. Pwah, close to 10 knots. Taking on a lot of water now. Alright. See you next time. Thanks, bud, for taking the time, and good luck for the next few days. The next big milestone being the Eastwind Cape. That's anyone's guess how many days ICU will need to reach this milestone. We are off to a very strong start here for that first week of sailing, the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. And after 1 week of race, ICU is almost at the 37th latitude, straight up north from Happy Bay. So still a few days away from even seeing Mount Malefic. But that will be for week 2 of the race. Sailwind Sun for Eastwind TV, bringing you this quite special adventure. I hope you'll tune in next time. And until then, I see ya. We closed the first race at a very high pace, and today we are in the infamous Cape of Eastwind. Good afternoon everyone, Sailwind Sun, and after 14 days of racing this FIreFish Globe 2024 edition, I can tell you that once again I've reached the checkpoint too late. But how fast exactly is the Imojunk going? Let's find out by going over the different iterations that the boat has seen in the last few months. And the hunt for the best rigging possible for this race actually started in Eastwind. That was during the ocean journey, around the episode 39 or 40 I believe, when our captain had the first chance of trying out this single mast configuration, which is very good for most wind condition. Initially we're going with 3 staysails as well as the main brig sails, trying to maximize the overall sail area. But as soon as the boat reached Dragon's Cliff shipyard, the main brig sail was switched for a main junk sail, which allowed a bigger wind area. And at the same time there was an upgrade in the staysail as well, because the shipyard in DC offers a bigger junk jib. I believe it was a 20 yard that ended up with a lot of weight on the bow of the Imojunk, and ultimately ICU decided to reduce a little bit the wind area ahead of the main mast, and as we know, upgrade the mainsail to the condition of the boat that we know today, and which has provided very good speed. So this setup, first of all, looks amazing. I'm never gonna get tired of it. But we have a fin sail 10 yard with a total sail area of 217. Then you have a junk jib 16 yard, a junk jib 13 yard, as well as a small junk genera, which actually turns out to be extremely useful in this race, which allows the boat to have a very aggressive take in most wind conditions and can draw 12 knots of speed fairly easily. What a boat! And there is a lot to say about the junk series actually, and to go from 40 string to Eastwind, I actually hopped into the main or the flagship of the Eastwind Chill Trading Incorporated business company, which has a very complex rigging, as you can see, and yeah, very different junk than the one currently engaged in the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. While I was going through the market of Eastwind, I actually noticed that there are some apples here, carrot and cucumbers that I had already seen in Dragon Cliff, but apples, this is very cool. And without further ado, let's dive into our week 2 recap. "36 hours after passing the first checkpoint in Happy Bay, our Imojunk was going on a north by northwest course around the 38th latitude, and it was truly the first kind of compromise in terms of navigation. ICU was not able to take on a northwest course, which would have been really ideal in terms of shortening the distance between Happy Bay and 40 string, but that was not possible. However, he was able over the next couple of days to have a good speed, maintain a good speed of 10 to 12 knots as he was getting closer to Mount Malefic. Good morning, it's 20 to 7 a.m. on day 85. I just actually reorient my heading toward more west-northwest heading. I believe I'm at 39 plus, if not 40 latitude, and hoping to be in a third longitude. And I don't think I can see Mount Malefic just yet. Also saying that, no, probably it's either somewhere on my port side, or it's probably still a bit early, but it's going great. I manage my sleep more or less okay, managing my food alright, starting to take on some oranges from my supplies. I'm smoking fish, which is very expensive in firewood, and I was doing 12 knots very early this morning, but it seems like it has yeah, I'm doing 9-ish, yeah, close to 10 actually, so still not bad. Just enjoying a little bit the start of the day. I'm gonna tighten up a bit those staysails as well. Nice. This boat is riding the wave like it's insane. I love it. Alright, if I'm trying to keep my things organized here. Not always easy, especially when I'm having some panic moment, like all the individual oranges that I had purchased from FireFish Town, they all did rot. And I didn't understand why. I thought they would dry up. The buns dried up, but the oranges didn't. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Almost on a western coast now. I'm gonna be looking for a slightly better angle, I think. I don't need, yeah, that's it. I don't need to go that west, I think. I'm looking for one more fish. Trying to always maximize the, we're back in the 10 knot territory, very nice. Always trying to maximize the number of fish on my smoker at all times. And I'm kind of scared of the barbecue here, thanks to the rotten salmon, cooked salmon that I ate the other day that put me quite sick. Alright, so the fishing doesn't seem to be happening today, which is fine. Just gonna relax and keep making some good progress. As the sun is getting cloudy. Interesting. Mount Malefic ended up being spotted at 1:30 p.m. that day, day 85, straight into a westward direction, as expected. The wind were fairly slow and it took a full day for the Imojunk to come at about the same level as the volcano. Since the checkpoint number 1 in Happy Bay, ICU had maintained a course mostly north before going westwards for the last few hundred miles. Like for the passage of the Emerald Archipelago, ICU ended up fairly close from the different islands. It even seems that he kind of misread his position and got quite close from Serpentine before turning more north towards Sunspire and ultimately the Eastwind Cape. The winds remained weak during that entire day, making it quite challenging to negotiate the approach to Eastwind Cape. ICU had to operate a few tack in fairly low wind, making the maneuver slightly more challenging than they should have been. But finally, as day 87 rolled around, we were all pretty convinced that it was just a matter of hours for ICU to cross checkpoint number 2. And here we are for the final approach to the Eastwind Cape and this checkpoint number 2. It took ICU a while, but it looks like he's just one tack away, and that tack is currently underway. Should position him very well for the passage of the checkpoint here. Finally ending what must have been 48 hours, quite frustrating. And there we go, finally the wind deciding to show up. That will make it for quite an exciting checkpoint here. I see you eating up the last few miles. Eastwind Cape often challenging for a newer sailor to spot. There's a very low profile on the ocean, and the area can be quite foggy at times. Always amazing to see the profile of this boat, which looks in a very good condition after 10 days of race. Or 11 to be exact. The judges are lining up, getting ready. It's quite a narrow passage for such a big ship, but surely no problem for our skipper today. Judges looking at their clock. It's gonna be about 3:20 p.m. plus. Day 87. And second checkpoint of the race any seconds now. Top, we've got our time 3:25 p.m. That puts ICU and his Imojunk at 11 days, 3 hours and 25 minutes of racing to cover 1500 nautical miles, which is slightly below the 50% mark, so that's definitely a good pace, even though we have seen some slowdown between Happy Bay and Eastwind Cape compared to the first leg of the race, but that's still a very encouraging time. I would not recommend to extrapolate that too much, but ICU can now focus on this very large ocean in front of him. Not sure how many days it's gonna take him to cover the route up to checkpoint number 3 and Oasis, which will be our last checkpoint of the race. We will have the opportunity to connect shortly with ICU to get his feedback. But for now, it does seem that he's taking a southern route, trying to take advantage as much as possible of the wind, which remain fairly weak. Beautiful sunset on the Eastwind region here as we are closing day 87. ICU is slowly but surely making his way to the next checkpoint, and with that we'll be able to look back at the exact path that the Imojunk took to cross the Eastwind region. So once again, a bit like for the Emerald Archipelago, ICU ended up taking a course very close from the different island of Eastwind, which arguably might have slowed it down a little bit, forcing him to do a few tacks in order to reach the Eastwind Cape checkpoint before then heading south. But the week is not over just yet. We have a solid 2 more days to cover, and we thought it would be appropriate to check in with ICU and try to see what's his mindset and how he's been through the passage of the Eastwind Cape, as well as what lies ahead of him. Coming on to 2:30 p.m. Day 88. I think I can still, yeah, so Mount Malefic can still be seen in the distance. Planist, actually, that's gonna make it easy for a reading. We can see probably 40 string over there, I want to say, but it's getting quite tiny, so making some progress. We're cruising more than racing right now, going about 7-8 knots, which is a bit slow, but is pretty much on par with what I've encountered through my crossing of the Eastwind region, which kind of did upset me a little bit. I was hoping to be pretty fast. I made navigational error. That's for sure. I went way too close from Mount Malefic, which brought me into the region's local waters way too early, which I think cost me for sure a few hours. But that's behind us. We are going into quite a big leg of the race here. Took my reading at noon. I was between the 39 and the 40th latitude, and I was at the limit between the 0 and the 1st longitude. So I'm trying to, because the wind is not too strong there, I know I can't, it's not going to be advantageous to go closer to the south heading. So right now I'm south by southwest, which kind of works for me, allows me to make some progress. But I'm gonna definitely be looking at the wind very closely, and I may, as soon as I can go west by southwest, this is what I'm gonna do. But as you can see, the wind is fairly weak, but nothing I can really do about that. And I'm just gonna enjoy a quiet afternoon of sailing. See you later. You've been watching A-String TV and the Week 2 recap of the FIreFish Globe 2024. Sailwind checking out. I hope you'll be here next week. Listening and watching those raw footages always gives me shivers, and serves as a good reminder of how lucky I am to get a glimpse of this amazing adventure while mostly keeping my feet dry. Good day everyone, Sailwind for A-String TV, once again thrilled to bring you the best moments of this third week of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. We are live today from the famous lighthouse of Oasis, third checkpoint of the race. And as we start the week, there is little expectations to see the Imojunk reach here in the next 7 days. While off to a great start and a strong first leg covered in under 6 days, the winds were much less favorable going north towards the Eastwind Cape, reaching CP2 in just over 11 days. 3 options here for our skipper now. First would be a southern course before heading west by southwest towards Oasis. Likely option given the last known location of the boat, but he could also get lucky and take a straight course towards CP3, or take a more westward course before heading south. Let's dive in. The next 1,000 miles could easily be the most challenging part of this race, with big waves, strong and unfavorable winds, as well as no help within reach, not to mention the navigation itself. They started to roll by, and ICU was closely monitoring the wind direction. While a southern route was fine for a while, he did not want to add too many miles to his route. He triggered a tack west on day 15, with the target to take a southwest course once the Imojunk reached the -2 longitude. While the winds remained fairly consistent, the sailing kept on being very demanding, offering little breaks to our skipper, who started to work more diligently on his sails to maximize his speed while limiting the amount of water the boat was taking in. And unlike the first 2 weeks of racing, the weather joined in on the fun, and storms became a usual sight in the distance. Most of them neither helping nor worsening the progress towards the third checkpoint. The Imojunk, which was able to maintain an average speed of 8 to 9 knots during this course south to southwest, and after 5 days in this third week of racing, we now have the opportunity to jump on board with ICU and get ever closer to this amazing adventure. Alright gang, welcome on board. We're gonna be spending the next 36 hours together. I mean together. I'm still pretty much on my own, but well. Yeah, we just passed a storm. Day 95, 5 p.m. Been running since for a bit more than 19 days now. And hopefully the storm will have passed and the skies will clear by tonight. So I was able to take a reading just before the storm at noon, and I want to say -4 longitude, 34 latitude. So not too far out from Oasis. I still don't think I'm gonna make it before the end of that third week of sailing, but we should be having good pace right now, even though I'm running with limited sails. Yeah, I don't want to go too fast. Navigation is becoming very important. Oasis is not easy to spot, and yeah, I'm actually hoping I might be able to spot it easier at night, if that makes sense. And so I'm probably another 24 hours before really getting into that storm is lasting for a while. Yeah, before getting in close proximity of Oasis. But that seems to be alright. The storm's behind us now. We've kept some good speed. Wind is pushing us south. I need to be careful with that.
If anything, I don't want to pass Oasis on the wrong side. I would rather go slightly behind it. Yeah, so only 2 staysails are up. The mainsail is partly up. Got a line out of my rod. Okay, we're doing about 8 knots. Could do probably a bit more, but yeah, usually I'm not taking too many risks at night. So if we can, we'll be looking for, we want to be 33rd latitude. If we're 32nd, we're screwed. So, you know, because I don't think I went far west enough. It's gonna be interesting. Couple more hours. The seas have definitely calmed down. Let's see what we got for speed. Yeah, around 6. It's gonna work. I could probably lower the sails a bit more now that the wind has calmed down. Gonna grab one of the smoked fishes. By the way, I should check on my the steel rope. This is costing me a fortune to smoke, but hey. Alright, so our course is good. Let's see if we can do not grab the table. Thank you. Yes, we've got our North Star. Okay, solid 34. We've got a solid 34 and we were about to enter into the -4 longitude. So keeping our heading right now should lead us straight to Oasis. Let's see if I can wake up before day, and if we can spot it, that would be amazing. Yes, still night time. They still have speed though. Okay, doesn't seem like the wind is amazing. That's all right. All right, So, what time is it? 2. Okay. I could. Alright, so we're still in the 34th. Okay. Fine. Can't really see anything, huh? Alright. I'm a bit concerned with the speed though. Don't want to wake up stopped. Those are the eels that I was able to catch in latitude 35. That's a nice trick to know that you can get eels when fishing in those latitudes. Pretty much wherever you are on the map. Happy Bay being the obvious choice, but yeah, even when you're doing that trip. All right. As expected, it's a bit early. Never mind. All right. Whoop. Bit of water. Okay. Probably want to adjust a little bit, but not too much. Ah, perfect. Fresh, raw, and one smoked. Okay. Anything on the horizon? Nope. It's fine. We're gonna check our position at noon. Sky looks clear. Hopefully the weather won't deteriorate. By then, wait a sec. False alert. Probably. No. We've got something. Why didn't I buy a bigger, better spyglass? Because I didn't have the money. Yes! 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 It's gotta be Oasis. Oh! No way. Day 96! 20 days? No way. Okay. It has to be Oasis, right? Could it be Gold Rock City? I don't know. I hope not, but if that's the case, hi. If it's Gold Rock City, I have no idea what I'm gonna be able to do, but I don't think so, because I was 33, Gold Rock is 31, I wouldn't be seeing it. I'm not going that fast. Oh, yes. 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 It's too thin. It's too thin to be Gold Rock. Yes. Probably passage by night, just before the end of the third week. This is crazy. Can't get enough. Yes. Let's flipping go. So this line has been in the water for the last 24 hours. Yep, I'm gonna put it down for now. I still have some stuff to cook here. Yeah, that's not the end of the race whatsoever. So it's just another milestone. Hi, hi, hi. Amazing. We are getting close. It's only 9:30. Might be able to make it I want to make sure I'm coming on with favorable wind as well. Don't want to waste too much time on the checkpoint. Let's go with some more speed. Yes. It feels so good. It feels so good. I'm gonna have to prepare to optimize the passage. I'm gonna cut the transmission here, guys. I wasn't expecting again to reach Oasis that quickly, but I hope you got a good insight into how I'm operating the boat after close to 3 weeks at sea. Yes. And yes, indeed, you know the beat. That means we are approaching to the next checkpoint of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition and the lighthouse of Oasis. After 20 days of racing, thank you so much to ICU for bringing us along and let us look into how he's managing the more day-to-day rather than just, focusing on the route and how much progress he has made over a certain number of days. And as we can see here, probably the last stack before the checkpoint, ICU trying to place his Imojunk in perfect alignment. The wind being quite difficult to handle today, blowing straight from the checkpoint. But I wonder if after sailing for 9 days in open ocean, you actually enjoy those slower wind. But the tack is done. Imojunk still looking strong. What a shot! Coming close to the checkpoint line. Judges are getting ready. It's quite late in these 20th days of our race, so the line more difficult to see this time. It's between the dock and the sandbanks that you can see on the left here, and
and the Imojunk is about to cross it. There we go, 5:25 p.m. on day 20. What a performance! CP3 in a time of 20 days, 5 hours and 23 minutes. 25 minutes. I stand corrected, but still a very good performance. Let's see. It looks like the Imojunk is tacking to go back on a southwestern approach towards Gold Rock City that he will hopefully be able to spot somewhere tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds about right. The next leg of the race requiring to go around the Alank region towards the finish line. And for the first time in 3 weeks of racing, I see you can finally set his mind on FIreFish Lagoon. And so here we go, since 5:35 a.m. this morning, Gold Rock City in the distance, and it seems that ICU is going on a southern heading, trying to stay quite far from the rock, which is a slightly different strategy from what we have seen him done in the passage of the previous regions. So that's going to be interesting to see how that fared out. But beyond the Alank region itself, it's the last leg of the race. Do we believe in a rival in the first week of racing? That's very unlikely. If I had to take a bet, and probably now is the right time to take a bet, I would say anywhere between 43 to 45 days. But hey, I've been wrong before. Sailwind checking out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Just taking a quick reading here. We are in the 31st latitude. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm more interested in the longitude right now. Okay, so taking a quick look, -5. Yeah, we need to be careful. So Gold Rock City should be somewhere here on my east side. Yes, right there, almost east. We're -5. I need to be careful, because I know with this spyglass I'm gonna have a tough time spotting those islands. I went southwest for quite a while. I tacked like an hour ago, and that should put me on a good course to start this 4th week. I need to go down to the 30th though. Yeah, I need to be careful not to get on the wrong side of any of the small islands around GRC. That should be alright. The trip, as usual, from Oasis to the heart of the Alank region has been painful. Very big waves. Do I see something straight ahead? Doesn't seem like so. Alright. I think we should be doing good pace here. I haven't been focusing on my speed so much, more on the okay, 9, 8 plus 9, 9, 10. Okay, that's very good. Okay, so yeah, I might have wasted a bit of time over the last 24 hours, but that was just to put me in a good position for it's starting to be messy here. Next time that the wind comes down, I'm gonna make a bit of a tidy up. And just some very enjoyable sailing to start that 4th week. Yes, I'm gonna go with speed. I'm glad that I was able to get a glimpse of the other islands. Yeah. We're good. Yes, strategy is paying off. Boats flying. Yes. I should be able to go even more aggressive, I think. Because you see, the waves are remaining quite high. I'm definitely not in what I like to call inland waters. Now, the problem is that I haven't been sailing within the Alank region in a minute, and I don't know yet. So we are definitely east of Gold Rock now. Yeah, almost. South by southeast, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, that might be okay. We might be good. We might be good. Gotta be a tiny bit more aggressive. We can see islands with the naked eye. Ooh! We can even see trees, so we're closer than I thought. Let me get a better view here. Okay. I think that's where that's the most southwestern point of the route. So I need to stay starboard, and I'm probably gonna continue that course for the night. Still southeast, so we're still making good progress towards the final goal. I'm quite pleased with how that turns out. We're a bit close, admittedly, but alright. Oh no, look, we've got one here. Okay. So southeast was a bit too ambitious. That's alright. We can yeah, that's really what I was expected. Tricky navigation. So that would be our milestone here. So it's midnight, and I woke up. I'm fairly close from a town here, and Gold Rock City is east by northeast, and this town is east by southeast. So if I'm trying to do some kind of triangulation here, I want to say that this is where I go as east as possible. And the wind is still gonna be favorable to do that, so that's pretty cool. And I have some good speed right now. Okay, so now that we have some good visuals, yeah, it's gonna be dark. Where is my... There we go. Okay. Let's check our speed here. Ha, look at that. 9 knots. That's really cool. So yeah, we already passed it. Nice. Oh, I can't wait to come back to Alank at some point, but that will be when it happens in the ocean journey. Let's start going. Let's say east by southeast. We're gonna open up. And then go back to bed, I think. This is his world tour, single-handed, non-stop, unassisted, and you just watch ICU navigating around Alank in the first few days of his 4th week of racing. Good evening, everyone. Sailwind Sun live for Eastwind TV and back in the lagoon for the last leg of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. Yes, indeed, I have been known to fall behind, and while most experts agree that the Imojunk cannot get to the finish line in the next 7 days, I was not going to take my chances. The town is quiet for now, as we should get a more precise idea of ICU's ETA in the coming days. A quick recap of where the race stands as we embark on this last leg. Our skipper reached CP3 after 20 days of racing and took a southwest course to stay away from GRC and then take a southeast approach to go around Neverdin, as you just saw. And as of now, there are only around 800 nautical miles between our contender and the finish line. ICU's strategy to go around Alank seems to have paid off, and the morning of day 24 saw the Imojunk heading fast on a southeastern route, leaving the rock well behind. 3 days to go around Alank from Oasis is an acceptable time, and the calmer seas and more moderate winds were a welcome break after an intense week sailing in open seas. Regardless of what was his initial plan, ICU ended up maintaining a southeast route, taking full advantage of east by northeast winds. After the Eastwind Cape Oasis segment, current sailing conditions were ideal. So much so that the skipper even found time to do some cleaning, a first in this adventure. wind direction and fairly calm seas meant progress. So much so that on day 26, ICU got the following reading. Let's join our skipper to capture his reaction. Hey gang, it's day 102, which means the 26th day of the race. It's coming on 5 p.m. So we are in the middle technically of the 26th day. And at the beginning of the day at noon, I did take a reading, and that reading gave me 28 north latitude, 0 longitude, which means that I'm in the right latitude to hit FIreFish Lagoon, and I'm in longitude 0, and I need to reach longitude 3 in a planist course. So initially I was quite happy, and then I was like, wait a minute, that means that if I can have an average speed of 9 knots or more during the next 2 days, I could technically reach FIreFish Lagoon. I'm currently at 8 plus, I'm not at 9. So I'm not putting my hopes too high there, and I think it just goes to show how fast this body is, because I mean, flirting with a 28 days arrival. Now again, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't even know why I'm taking my spyglass. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if the wind is blowing, not necessarily favorable, but if it's blowing, I may be able to make it. So there we are. I see you just a few days out from the finish line, as we were lucky enough to capture the change of the sea color between the Alank and the Lagoon regions, which tends to confirm that ICU is not so far. Let's go back and finish the weekly recap. '28th day, starting in a couple of hours, and as the sun rises, I wanted to see if I could see land, and I can. There we go. The lagoon is right there. No way. Oh, damn. Okay, the wind is extremely not favorable to get into the lagoon, but that's fine. Doesn't seem to be too strong either. Alright, Ula. Wait. Yeah. Yes! Yes! I can't believe it. Alright, so if I'm not wrong, FIreFish Town is about there, east by southeast, and damn. And I'm not sure I can take that course right now, but we can wait for the wind to hopefully change course a little bit during the day. I don't want to lose all my speed either. Yes, this is amazing. Yeah, you see, I'm losing tension. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to tack here and there, which is gonna be fine. One or two tack to get in. Nice. Yes. Give me the wind. I need the wind to turn a little bit more, but although I'm not sure, I mean I can see it with naked eye, but it's a fairly imposing mass of land. I'm not too sure if I actually gonna be able to reach it today. Probably not. But hey, yeah. I'm gonna take some time to think a little bit about what my strategy is gonna be here. If I can get some speed. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna continue on that route for a little while before tacking south and then coming back in for the arrival. But yeah, probably I'm gonna say 36 hours, but it's still very exciting. Very, very exciting. Oh, yeah. It's not too much of a mess. The route yo, let's not think right now, yeah? The route between Alank and here has been smooth enough that I could even clean my boat and you know, get things in order. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Okay, I'm gonna prepare. I need time to concentrate a little bit here, but wow, we're there. Whether it's 28 or 29 days, even 30, this is so cool. And we get the beat one last time in this race as day 28 starts. ICU has firmly FIreFish Lagoon in the distance. It will take most of the day to get closer though, which means that we're still a few days out from reaching the arrival line as day 29 kicks in. And it turns out that ICU approach FIreFish Lagoon from Senna, which is mostly opposite from FIreFish Town. So it makes its course southeast or southwest of the lagoon rather, passing by Senna, Kisia Bay, but again, no arrival today. I wonder what he's gonna do during the night though. And here we are, 29th day, the Imojunk approaching FIreFish Town and the finish line. Negotiating very well the entrance, not taking any risks here, as he can finally see the finish line. The judges will get ready once again with their clock. The line between the end of the dock and the sand now. Wow. 29 days, 19 hours, 44 minutes. Under the 30 days mark. Incredible. His team had told me in confidence that ICU was hoping to complete the circuit in 40 days. That's 10 days less, which is again quite a tribute to the performance of the Imojunk 26 engaged in this year's race. ICU will now go and dock at the back of the town in a kind of protected area to make sure that he can spend the first few hours on firm ground with his family and his team. And looks like he's going for the dock full sails. But hey, after such a journey, who really cares? 29 days, 19 hours, 44 minutes. Yep, it's gonna be a bit wide here. I'm sure there will be plenty of folks ready to help and reposition the boat though. And what a shot of the Imojunk back in town after quite a loop and a very strong performance. Let's not put that aside. Under 30 days, as we see ICU now make his way to the doctor. And we're now gonna take a look at the official calendar of the race. We left day 76 and it's now day 106. Sailwind Sun live one last time in this big adventure. As the next day we see ICU making his way to the main dock and then simply looking ahead to his next adventure. The FIreFish Globe is about accomplishment and emotions, not financial rewards. Once unloaded, the team was left with a lot of untouched water, hooks and fruits. Probably more work could have been done to optimize the boat's weight. And we're looking one last time at the route that ICU and his Imojunk took for this full circuit. 29 days, 19 hours, 44 minutes. Record to beat. But hey, probably a while before his next attempt. A sunset on FIreFish Town as we will close the coverage of the FIreFish Globe 2024 edition. Sailwind Sun checking out. I hope you enjoy the ride. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care, and I see ya!
Hey gang, I thought I would jump in for a little director's cut here. I actually edited out those parts through the different episode, and yeah, I'm quite happy with the movie that came out of those few episodes. I think it provides a much more compelling experience following this race. But hey, do let me know what you feel about it. Yeah, it's been a few months now. I'm just jumping back into the save for this video, and I'm on my way to Dragon Cliff. I'm not done just yet with this save, and I just wanted to reflect quickly on this adventure. And to be honest, I know Sailwind can be just like brain crate from A to B in a boat, but yeah, I hope this is showing what the game can provide. And if you're bored of just transporting cargo, I definitely invite you to try this type of race. I think the next attempt will happen whenever Rolion is adding a new region. I think that this boat has proven its worth to do the world tour. I also recommend you try out this sail config. It's quite remarkable, and what made it an enjoyable race, right? Number one, the fact that you really need to focus, right? You really need to be 100% in your race for its entire duration, right? So I didn't use any alcohol during the trip. Always focusing on my sails, and yeah, it was just an amazing experience. Even with the food spoiling, it was totally fine. No problem whatsoever. Is that one bugged? Yeah, I can't open it. I'm not sure why. Which is a bummer, because I have some elixir in there. Or you know what? That was I probably have a lantern or a hook or something that can open. So yeah, we're gonna let go of this. Try to prevent any bug. So this one is bugged as well, so that's not great. Probably losing quite a bit here, but hey, the race is over, so it doesn't really matter. And so even with the food spoilage, right? Honestly, it's not an issue. You may be needing one case of fruit or vegetables for the entire trip, because you can literally go like 2 weeks plus without taking fruits. But again, because you're going non-stop, you may want to have some spare. I had like 3 or 4 kgs of oranges. Yeah, way too much for the trip. I also overstacked on water, but I don't really mind, because water is really the only resource that you can't really get on your own. So yeah, having quite a lot of those is quite good, and it gives you like a good safety margin, So I think that's totally acceptable. And yeah, otherwise just have fun and enjoy. This junk is a very surprising boat. Very, very surprising boat. Look at this. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, with this, I really hope you enjoy this movie. If you are just stumbling upon this video, welcome on board. Hope you'll be here for the ride. We're going back soon in the ocean journey. I'm currently on my way to Gold Rock City. This video is gonna take a little bit of work to get it out to you guys, but within a week to 10 days, I think it should be doable, no problem. What a game! All right, until next time, take care, and I see ya.